I want you to think of celebrities and think about how they might stand out amongst a group of average people. These celebrities look like they're always ready to get their picture taken, or they look like they're going somewhere special. Overall, they just look put together and taken care of. Now I want you to take that celebrity that you had in mind and put them in regular places like your job, your school, and imagine or envision that celebrity being you. If you always look put together, always hold yourself to a higher standard, and you socialize and are friendly to most people, but you don't let anybody just get full access to you right off the bat, then you're probably disliked by most individuals and are more likely to experience bullying, harassment, and people constantly just trying to humble you. You've also probably had people make lots of rumors about you or just publicly criticized more than the average person that typically fits right in. Now, none of this actually happens for no reason. There's a specific term that I want to use in this video because I can sit here and say that it's jealousy all day long, but I want to take it a step further using psychology. We're going to be talking about confidence, haters, pretty privilege, the downside of pretty privilege, and why an attractive person isn't so different from a celebrity. In this video, I want to cover some important points as to why you might create haters when you start self-loving and what they actually are and mean. For starters, what even are haters? Haters are just a group of individuals, or a hater is just an individual that wholeheartedly stands against a specified thing or person. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to use you as an example. Why are they so against you? Now, I do want to reference this by saying that you don't necessarily or automatically become a hater because you dislike something or somebody, because that is genuinely healthy for one's personal development. More often times than not, the person on the opposite end, the person that you might be disliking or the specified thing that you might dislike, they aren't receiving this negative feedback. They aren't receiving this distaste that you might have towards them. What makes a hater is that their main objective is to let the person know that they hate them. They think that because they don't like you, nobody should like you. You know, they think that because they don't like you, automatically that makes you worthless, because that's how important they want to believe that they are. They genuinely think that they have an impact on you. That's why they feel the need to point out everything that you do that they don't like, because they want to have that control over you. And that's what we're not going to let them do. We often see this behavior in cancel culture, bullying, or even harassment. These people feel so strongly about you that they feel the need to eliminate your existence or destroy the relationships that you create with other people so that they can finally feel comfortable in their everyday lives. Now, a person who just dislikes you might just draw away from you. They might quietly cut you off. They might just distance themselves because they understand that you guys are different and you're evolving in different ways. And even if something might have happened to make you guys drift away from each other, they understand that it's not a personal attack. They will just literally move on with their lives. But a hater is going to use every fiber in their being to make you feel terrible about yourself. Whether that means they feel like you like your appearance too much, so they're gonna pick it apart, call you generic insults like cocky, conceited, or a bitch. We can also see this when women get often spoiled by men or receive a lot of positive male attention. Other women who might not receive that or wish that they would get pursued in that kind of way, they'll see that and they think that you might be an attention seeker or a slut because you received that kind of attention. But the thing is, a hater is also not going to point out the good things that happen to you because they don't want to make it seem like they are paying attention to you that much, even though they are. But their worst fear is for you to point it out and be like, oh, you notice that? They know that they give you a lot of attention, but they don't want you to know just how much attention they give you. Now that you know what haters are and what they do, now I'm going to get into why they do it. We know that by using psychology or other self-development tools that these are just insecure and miserable individuals who just feel the need to bring you down to their level. That which, by the way, if they are bringing you down, it means that you were already up here in the first place, okay? But a specific term that I want to cover in this video that I think perfectly resonates with people who are typically hated on because they are conventionally attractive or just naturally stand out is the term the halo effect. The term halo effect was created by Edward Thorndike in 1920. According to Google, The halo effect is a cognitive bias that describes the tendency for a positive impression of a person, product, or entity in one area to influence more general and potentially unjustified positive perceptions in other areas. For simpler terms, let's take attractiveness into perspective. An attractive individual might be associated with positive traits like intelligence, trustworthy, and loyal just because they are found attractive. These assumptions are also the ones that are very easily turned against an attractive person when referring to their inability to experience trauma or other bad things that normal human beings go through. That's why celebrities might get put on a higher pedestal than the average person and get canceled over things that you might do at your house or even within your friend group. Because of their money, beauty, fame, or status, which can all be considered things that are heavily admired or envied by people who may not have it, they're not really seen as humans and have more expected of them because of these labels that society places on them from their own insecurities. So a hater might feel like they are morally obligated to humble you because you need to know what others feel like. But I'm here to tell you that just because I don't look like shit doesn't mean I don't go through shit like everyone else. So that would typically be the downside to the halo effect. People assuming that you don't go through anything and kind of putting you on this pedestal to the point where you aren't seen as human anymore. You're just seen as this ideal version of yourself that they have created in their own heads out of envy and insecurity. In conclusion, haters can go about two ways. They either know you to some degree or extent and envy you for the qualities that they see in you that they don't already possess within themselves, or they envy you because you look good and you carry yourself good and they envy you because of that and for all the qualities that they have made up about you in their heads. They're jealous. They trigger themselves. Both reasons being very, 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 very deep-rooted insecurity that they can't even spot out. They can't even bring themselves to admit it because it's just so deep and rooted into their subconscious mind. That is how they feel about themselves. Haters are just fans who aren't proud of being fans. They wish that they actually hated you. They wish that you did not catch their attention so much. And what better compliment is that? I mean, you have people who openly love you, openly appreciate you, openly admire you and respect you. And then you have people who pretend that they don't, but they actually do. What? That is a lot of admiration, if you ask me. All right. I think that having haters can be avoided because haters are just people who are triggered by your authenticity. You know, they see something in you that you openly project with no fear, unapologetically, right? So if you choose to be inauthentic and not stay true to yourself and just blend in and, play follow the leader with everybody who comes and goes, people please, and become a societal doormat, you will fit in just fine. People will really like you. You're gonna be just like them, insecure, miserable, and inauthentic. So why would they hate on you? You're not special. You're just like them. These are all qualities of a doormat, which is essentially what haters love most. Somebody who's easy, controllable, easy to manipulate. But when you choose to stay true to yourself, be ready, okay? Have your armor on. You're supposed to be disliked. That's the point. When toxic people or fake people or haters, whatever you might want to call it, see something special in you, they are hoping and praying that you don't realize it for yourself because they know that if you did, you'd be unstoppable. So that's why you might attract fake people. That's why you might attract toxic people or insecure people because they know for sure that they're going to keep you on your frequency. If you're already down here and you attract people who are also down here, they're going to make sure that you stay down there. They're going to make sure that you never level up, putting on their negativity, making you even more insecure, making you feel terrible about yourself. Why? Because you stay relatable when you stay down here. They can no longer relate to somebody who they idealize because when you become the blueprint, when you become the inspiration, the person that everybody is admiring, you are no longer seen as, oh yeah, me too, girl, I also go through that. No, now you look unaccessible. Now your life looks unachievable and unrealistic to people who don't believe that they can have that for themselves. So when you are down here, you will attract people who are also down here. People who will want to keep you on this frequency because they don't want you to move up. They don't want to be alone down there. So they want to keep you down there. And when you are up here, haters are the type of people to want to bring you down. But it's like what I said in the beginning. If you're up here and they're bringing you down, it's because you're already up there. And just like that, we have made it to the end of the video. I really hope that you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, because I loved recording this video, okay? And I will happily see you in my next one.